They were reading, Hello TV Fun Times fans. Today we're reading Carl's High Jump, story by Jenny Giles,
Giles.
illustrations by Margaret Power. Carl's High Jump, story by Jenny
Giles.
illustrations by Margaret Power.
I did read it.
Field day will be here soon, and Carl
said
Carl to his friend Sean. Yes, said Sean. Looking around school field, it is going to be fun. The children were going to try some events for the first time. This year, said Mrs. Tyler, instead of doing only the sprint races, you can try running a longer race around the track. You can also try the long jump and the high jump. Carl said to Sean, I might be able to win something now.
Did read.
Every day on field day, Sean
Every year
on field day, Sean won the sprint races. Carl usually came in second or third, but he had always wanted to win just once.
Mrs. Taylor said, first of all, we'll do some warm-up exercises. Then you can practice the track race. The track race began. Carl and Sean ran very fast at first, but they soon grew tired and finished in the middle of their group. That was much further than it looked, groaned Sean as they flopped down onto the grass. It should be called a long-distance race, puffed Carl. They tried the long jump next. Sean did quite well, but Carl's foot went over the mark when he ran up, and his jump wasn't counted. I'm no good at anything, he said. You'll be okay, said Sean, as they walked toward the high jump area. We've got 2 weeks to practice. That's plenty of time.
While Carl waited for his turn, he watched the other children jumping over the bar. It didn't look too difficult. When it was his turn, he ran up and leaped as high as he could. As he landed on the mat, he knew that he had cleared the bar easily. That was an excellent jump, Carl, said Mrs. Tyler. The best one today. Carl ran. I'm going to do the high jump again tomorrow, he said, but it rained all week and the children didn't get a chance to go field days next Friday.
To go outside.
Field days next Friday, thought Carl, and I really need to practice the high jump.
That weekend, Carl looked around his backyard. There would be enough room to practice, but he needed something to jump over. He found 2 boxes in the shed, and then he noticed some bamboo sticks leaning against the fence. He picked out the longest one and put it on top of the boxes. Just as Carl was about to jump over the stick, his father came into the yard. You really need something soft to land on, he said. Why don't you go get your air mattress? Oh, yes, said Carl. That's a great idea, Dad. It was fun landing on the air mattress, and soon Carl was ready to jump higher. He found some small boxes and put them on top of the larger ones. Then he balanced the stick on top. Carl felt very pleased. He had his own high jump, and now he could practice whenever he wanted to. I might win on field day, he said to himself, and he leaped over the stick again and again. I could be the high jump champ. I did read.
On field day, the boys raced and sprint, and as usually Sean won. Carl came in fourth,
and as usual Sean won. Carl came in fourth.
On field day, afterward they walk across to the high jump with the other children. Mrs. Taylor explained the rules. You're allowed three tries at each height. She said, at first the bar was quite low, but everyone
And
jumped.
everyone, why are you making so much mistakes? Is it too fast?
And
not too loud.
everyone jumped over it easily, but Mrs. Taylor kept moving it higher, and after a while there were only a few boys left in the competition.
Some of the parents had gathered around to watch, and Carl began to feel nervous. When it was his turn, he ran up too quickly and knocked the bar down. By now the bar was too high for all the other boys. Time after time it clattered to the ground. Soon only Carl was left, but he had already knocked the bar down twice. He had just one more chance to win. He knew that everyone was watching him, and he felt more nervous than ever. "Go, Carl," called Sean. "You can do it." Carl stared at the bar. He knew he had jumped that high at home. He forgot about the people watching and started to run. With a great leaps, Carl just managed to clear the bar. As he landed on the mat, Carl could hear everybody clapping, and he knew that he was the high jump champion. He had won something at last. The end.